Hello everybody, I'm here for day 6 of Watercolor Month. It's July the 6th. And I'm going to paint a flower. I saw someone painting the flower and she used a palette knife. This is an interesting palette knife I got off of Amazon, and I'll see if I can link it to you below. And then I've got this Fumui brush that has a point on it. It's got the wide bristles, and then it just has a point. And I looked up to see how to pronounce this, Fumui, and it was the basis of the company is father, mother, and I. So it's a family-owned business, and anyway, this is a size 8, and they have a number of different brushes. I've got sets of travel brushes and all kinds of things from them. So anyway, so what I'm using today is Daniel Smith watercolor, and I've got Undersea Green, I have King's Royal Blue, and I have Cerulean Blue. And then I'm going to use some white, Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White. Okay, now I did a large version. Let me see if it is. I think it's in camera. So I did this painting just a little while ago, using the technique that I'm gonna try to just to demonstrate. But at any rate, this is not as beautiful as hers was. But anyway, so that's what this is. I did test it out before I attempt to do this with you. So what I am going to do is I'm just going to do one flower instead of several. And I'm picking up some out of the tube watercolor and kind of doing a shape like that. And I'm going to rinse it off. I'm going to take this brush and I'm going to dip it in water, and I'm going to put 3 or 4 drops of water here, and then I'm going to kind of dry it off a bit. And I'm going to take the water to move the paint out. I think I'm going to pick up a little more color. I really can make this flower bigger than it is right here, but I'm just going to kind of move it around a little bit. And I'm going to add some, this is the King's, what did I tell you it was? King's Royal Blue. And this is the Cerulean, which is, they're similar. It's just the Cerulean is darker. I'm just going to move it around some. I didn't want to go out quite that far, so let's pick up some of that. And she didn't mess with hers as much as I am, so I'll link her name so you can watch her video. I had I watched it, and I will warn you that her palette knife, when she's using it, does scratch the paper, and it's distracting. And all you have to do is turn the sound off, because she's not going to talk to you. She will print some things on the screen, just kind of telling you what she's doing, so you can turn that off. I had one woman who just kind of gave her a hard, told her that the palette knife was horrible. The sound, which it was annoying, but not enough to where, I would say something kind of rude. Anyway, and she did not use the toothpick, which I am, because I just kind of love the way it scratches. And I think rather than what she did, well, I'll just show you. She took the brush and dipped it to where it was just the point, and she made some drops, and I don't have real good success with this, but she made some drops down her name is Lois something, but like I said, I'll link it in the description. That's a great big blob. I don't have as good a control of this as she did. Okay, then she took a palette knife and she picked up some green out of the tube and just drew a stem. Her flowers were larger, and I'm gonna try to get something of a leaf going here. And I'm going to take the brush and she didn't fuss with hers like I am, so you need to watch what she's doing. But I think this is, at any rate, it's kind of pretty. I'm just going to make some grass here, and then I'm going to put some more dark. And maybe take my paper towel and blot out a place that has some light in it. I'm gonna do some splatters. That's the King's Royal blue, and then I'm gonna do the undersea green. And then I think what I'll do is I'll dry it. I can find my heat tool because it's under here somewhere. There's something about making marks with unusual things, like, the palette knife is, if you're doing acrylic, you can get lots of texture, and actually you can get it with watercolor too, but not the way this is done. Okay, and I'm gonna splatter some white. Lots of watercolor artists say you don't use white in your watercolor paintings, that you use the paper for the white, but that's not my opinion. That's not my choice. I think that if white is going to enhance what you've done, that by all means you should do it. Okay, so let's dry it one more time. I've got some splatters on the next page, which doesn't matter, I'll splatter it anyway. Okay, so I believe that this is it for day 6 of Watercolor Month. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.